everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Comics News Today for the 14th of November. Wow, we're coming right along. Of course, this is my son's birthday is the 14th. Oh, that's pretty cool. I'm glad I remembered that. Of course, I was looking at the calendar, which helped.
Is it
Uh,
today?
it is. Well, it's not our today.
What?
It's tomorrow. But I mean,
Oh,
or
okay.
was it
Well, you
yesterday?
better
It
go
was
do
yesterday.
that.
It was yesterday.
Oh, good.
So I
Oh,
did forget. Damn it. Anyway,
you.
uh,
Oh, that's okay. My dad hasn't remembered mine in years.
I'm sure my wife remembered though. She's very pedantic.
Uh,
But nevertheless, welcome, guys. So we're happy to have you here. And do keep in mind, the first thing we always say is check out our links
I'm
down
still
below.
alive, Dad.
He is still alive. But we have all the links down below. Particularly, we'd like you to check out our fan speak over on Facebook because that is where the action is happening. There's a lot of people over there who are interacting and putting up their reviews and opinions about all kind of stuff. Of course, it's mainly comic related, but nevertheless, if you're not part of that, please become part of that. Also, my Twitter link is down below, and if you would like to contact me to be on the show, keep in mind this is fan speak. We want to hear from all of you. And also, if you want to be on what happens here in 2 hours, we have the Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition. Then you can contact me and I'll put you through that process. Yeah, Booster and I will both be there. I'm kind of surprised Booster is here. Of course, you guys know he's my most oily pie master from New Zealand. He usually is a lazy ass, and he doesn't come on the show here because he's going to be on later, and he gets tired.
I get tired. I have very poor
fatigued.
stamina. I've been working out though. I've been working out lately.
You have
I got energy.
Pokemon.
I've also been playing Pokemon. Yeah, so
Yeah, I know.
I'm cutting into my valuable Pokemon time to be here today.
So what do you think? I did a little bit of just a heads up review last week on my Coffee Aki Habara show, but now that it's out, it's getting a little bit of pushback. Well, what's your opinion?
Yeah, it got a whole lot of flack coming up, right? So I was nervous as hell, but so far I like it. You know, it's a standard Pokemon game. That's all I really wanted.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. Some people were just expecting. Well, it is like a rip of a DS game, right? It's clear that these guys set out to make a DS game and got put onto the Switch, but that's kind of my standards of a Pokemon game. Maybe my standards are much lower than these people for what they want out of a Pokemon game, but it's what I wanted.
Well,
and I'm happy with it.
It sounds like they put some nice features in, but it also sounds like they kind of put it out too soon or a little bit too quick. But that's kind of standard.
If they delayed it, I wouldn't have minded. Honestly, I don't mind a game delay as long as it comes out better.
But it is pretty. I have to say that, even though it's not my kind of game. My kids will like it, but then again, you're about my kids' age, so there it is. But nevertheless, guys, of course, you also notice that we have a George in here. I do apologize for the Canadian, but what do you got to do? Hey, George.
To make your life miserable.
I know. We know. So, George, tell us. We'd all love to know, what is the angst level meter for today?
Oh, it's pretty high. I'm right down to purple.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Code purple, boys.
Code purple.
Sounds
Everyone
an
watch
alarm.
out.
Do we have an alarm? If we had a soundboard, I'd have an alarm.
Well, maybe you should get one. Take a little responsibility. Spend more than 2 cents on the show. Would be kind of helpful.
Yeah.
But not judging.
I'm not going to do that.
I know. So everyone go.
My money goes to fueling for my caffeine addiction, so I could be on for the show.
Well, we need to do a GoFundMe so we can fund a soundboard for Booster. We need about $22. So someone get on that. And nevertheless,
I'm gonna spend it on caffeine.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's not good. Dry weather, folks. But let me take a drink of water, and I'll feel better in a second. Nevertheless, we're going to get into our things here real quick. Do keep in mind that, of course, we are live streamers, as you can see. So the thing that helps us the most is hitting that share button. So you can let your family, friends, and extended community know what's going on so they can come over here and be part of that. Now, we also appreciate the subs and the likes and stuff. I guess that is important to the YouTube, I suppose. But we're up to, 830, 840 or something like that. So we are growing. Of course, you guys know Dinale keeps a very accurate count. He's all about the analytics, and he's saying, Chester, we need to get to 1,000. I don't know why, but he's very interested in that number. We're pretty close, so we'll get there eventually. But if you haven't subbed, make Dinale happy and do so. But other than that, guys,
don't make him beat us. He's savage behind the scenes. He's swearing up a storm. He's threatening to beat us up. It's crazy.
Oh, he threw chairs.
He did.
Chairs.
Yeah. I was scared. I was in the corner. I was crying. I think he's swearing in Spanish, whatever his first language was. Oh,
Well, he is
It's
from
all right.
Venezuela,
You were in a
so
fetal position.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the thing it's very interesting to me when that whole debacle takes place is the fact that Denali's about 5'2" and he towers over Booster. It's quite interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how
Well,
that's real.
that's
It's like inhuman or
you know,
supernatural or
he's
something.
not that much. He's not that much taller than me. Only a foot. Come on. Let's not get crazy.
Yeah, you know the funny thing about the whole shtick we do over here. Actually, you are much taller than Denali.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Denali's little
no.
dude. Your
Oh,
average height, so it's he's a little
a
guy.
piece of crap.
Yeah, I know, right? And he
I'm
looks
about
just
to
like
flip the
Nasser.
script.
Anybody interested what
Mm-hmm.
Dinale looks like? Go look at Nasser. It's his twin. Straight up.
All right.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. But nevertheless, guys, you know, as you can see, we have a guest in here today. Very happy to have. So I'm going to go over there and say hello to our guest and get him to introduce himself, and we'll find out all about him. Our guest name is Rob Muerto. He is Mr. Death. Very happy to have him, and that was a horrible Spanish pronunciation, and I take full credit for it. But hello,
Miracle.
Rob. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well. Thank you for having me.
Oh well, we're always excited to talk to creators, dude, and especially for a project that looks so fine as yours. Now, you were telling me beforehand that you're actually a Portuguese individual, but your English is very good for a
Just gonna
person
dox
from
his country
Portugal.
just like that.
I haven't going to dox the country. Yeah.
Oh my
But I mean,
goodness.
because we get a lot of international creators and guests on the show, which is great. But you sound American, so I'm assuming you were born in Portugal, but you actually grew up in the States, maybe?
No, I grew up over here as well, but I went to one of those international schools
Oh,
Hmm.
for about 4 years, and then I did a little bit of a university tour
I see.
around Europe, always in international schools, American ones. So that's how.
Well, they were successful, brother, because your English is stellar, and of course, all Europeans speak some English, but it's just so clean. And actually, my children would probably had a similar experience to you because my kids, of course, were born in Hawaii, but we raised them mainly here. But their English is perfect because my rule was very simple. In my house, there is no Japanese spoken.
Hmm.
Therefore, they grew up speaking only English in the house. And of course, their Japanese is perfect because they were out in society every day. But maybe your parents did something similar.
My parents are fully Portuguese, so that we just spoke Portuguese all the way.
Well,
And
you're just gifted then. Awesome.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad that the intellectual level has been increased in here because you see what's surrounding me, right? Jeez.
Morning,
Uh,
morning, Director.
what are you eating
Hmm.
now?
Noodles. I got
God,
some
same
2-minute
noodles.
chicken flavored noodles.
Yeah,
Mm.
cup of noodles. This is
Oh.
tomato weighers. But anyway, Rob, I'm going to jump over and look at your page here momentarily and start talking about your project. But before we do that, we want to get to know a little bit more about you. You are the writer of the project. So how did you end up getting into writing comic books, man? How did this happen?
Well, I grew up being a huge comic book fan. Um, but the reason why I got into writing this specific project is that I'd written a screenplay almost 10 years ago, actually,
Oh, wow.
um, on upon which this comic book is based. The screenplay at the time was called Monster High, and I was living in LA at the time, and you know, even though it was my first screenplay and it was way overwritten, it was like 165 pages or something.
Hmm.
I was very keen and enthusiastic about the strength of the idea. I thought it was going to catch on. So I gave a copy of the script to everybody that I knew that was even remotely connected to the industry.
Hmm.
And after a few months of doing this, Mattel announced a property with the exact same name and the same basic premise, sort of. Um, a wholly different execution, but in any case, it was a big punch to the gut. That was, and and the screenplay idea fell through for a little while. but then somebody told me, hey, listen, you got a solid idea over here. Don't feel too down about this. You just go with your own thing, call it something completely different, and try to make it happen. And so I did, and I thought that maybe I could turn it into a comic book because the world was so visual and it's tough to grasp for people reading in a screenplay.
Mhm.
And I got in touch with a couple of publishers that liked the idea and sort of got into a mini bidding war to see who got to publish it. I went to with the one that was more beneficial towards me in terms of ownership regarding merchandising and things of this nature. But turned out not to be the best choice because they went through some financial hurdles
Uh-huh.
midway through the process of developing the comic, and this went dismantled basically. They're no longer around. So some time passed. I got busy with other things, and my son was born. My wife said, "Why don't you retake the mantle of this thing? Because it'd be great for him to read your comic." And I agreed, and I've done it, and now I'm very excited to have it out there.
Well, there you go. And it's kind of interesting to me, Rob, because over the year of over the time of us doing this show, we've talked to a lot of creators, and a lot of them have contacts and interaction with Hollywood. Not only some script writers, but some actual filmmakers, as well as a lot of storyboard artists. And it's been an education for me because I didn't understand, I didn't realize that, but there is a direct connection between the two. And it's kind of cool. So it's interesting to hear, and that we're glad that the comics come out here. Now, as you can see, I have your page up, and I'm showing to the folks. If you want to see what I'm showing everyone, just click my image in the Hangouts, and it'll pop up for you. It's called White Boxing. So as I kind of go through here and take a look at the project, of course, as we see, it's Tales from the Classroom. High school is a nightmare. Yes, that's true. And so basically, as I kind of go through the page here and take a look at the art, which is great, by the way, why don't you give us that elevator pitch on the book itself?
Well, it's about this kid named Rob Muerto. It's same name as mine, coincidentally. And it's this kid. I say this kid, but he's a zombie. First of all, let me go back just 2 seconds and give you the basic premise of
Hmm.
this book, which is it takes place in a world where only monsters exist. There's no such thing as humans. They humans are like the figments of their imagination. They tell scary stories about these hypothetical humans, but they don't exist. And this story is basically centered around this teenage zombie that goes to Romero High, which is an all zombie high school. And he's the most popular kid there. He's sort of like a Ferris Bueller character that can do no wrong.
Okay.
He can get away with everything. Teachers just love him, and everybody thinks he's the head honcho basically. But then his dad gets a promotion. His family move to the big city, and he transfers over to Cthulhu High, um, which is a multi-species high school with all sorts of different monsters, with wolfmen and vampires and what have you. And he figures out, he gets a rude awakening basically, and he finds out that zombies are regarded as sort of being at the bottom of the totem pole
Hmm.
socially, and starts being treated like kind of second-class citizen. And not only that, he starts having to contend with dealing with this guy named Drake, who's Cthulhu's own most popular kid, a vampire, a Nosferatu, who sort of he gets on Drake's radar, and Drake has a thing about zombies, and he really makes his life or lack thereof a living nightmare.
I see. So I mean, that well, first of all, just looking at as I'm going through here, showing the folks the art, it is great. Whimsical art, I think, would be the term. George, that's the term, right? Whimsical.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. But
Whimsical, wholesome,
I like it though. We've been seeing,
lovely.
Booster is interesting because we've been seeing this style more often recently. Yeah. And
Hmm.
I like it a lot. I think it's very
I think it's great.
accessible. Yeah, because
Yeah,
any
yeah.
number of people can enjoy it. It's high quality, but it's also fun. And I'm really happy to see this kind of turn toward this kind of art. Actually, I'm
Hmm.
more of the
What
super
kind of
hyper realistic, but I love this too. Yeah.
what kind of ages would you say this is appropriate for? Would you say this is appropriate for kids, or would it be like older
I,
kids?
I would say 13 and up. There's some
Yeah.
suggestive language, and
Mhm.
there's some suggestive themes. So it's not. I wouldn't recommend this for a 9-year-old.
Yeah, yeah. Fair enough.
But it's
Fair,
not.
fair
It's
enough.
not. I mean, it's not going to shock anybody.
Because I see images, bones and brains and stuff, and I was thinking, for a young kid, I'm sure they could handle it. It's good for them to see some shocking things as a kid.
Listen, I grew up in the '80s,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Know all about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool, and I like the whole Ferris Bueller goes and meets his match too. That's kind of an interesting little twist, and of course, it allows you to have so many different kind of characters. Now, no spoilers necessary, but curious. Are there going to be any humans that come in their
no,
nightmares? So no, it's completely
no.
supernatural based setting. I see. One
Yeah,
thing
just like
offhand.
just a picture a parallel world where
Mhm.
where it's just monsters.
I get it. Now, one thing I have to say that I really do enjoy, other than the art looks great, we have a featured up here. We got a video which I'm going to check out here momentarily, which could be good or bad. But the page looks pretty solid set up. There is information here on the thing, but the thing I'm really happy to see that we don't see enough is the fact that you actually have dialogue on your pages, and we keep telling everyone put dialogue on your pages so people can see the writing, and you've done that. So thank you very much. We also have a layout of all the main characters and a little bit of a bio. I like it. It's a good looking page, huh? Don't you think, Booster?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got everything we need to see.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. And it also tells us about our crew, which of course, before I do go to that trailer and check it out, please, we've learned about you and your writing and stuff, but you got to tell us about your artist, man.
Well, the artists are amazing, and I have a number of different artists collaborating with me on the pinups, which you'll see further below. But on the actual comic book, it's just one penciler. Obviously, his name is Sebastian Brunico. He's from Argentina,
Hmm.
and he's very good. Well, he they put me together with him when I was slated to do this with that publisher I mentioned. So that's how I got in touch with him, and this project already had over 45 pages of pencils done,
Oh, okay.
right?
Hmm.
Before the publisher fell through and all that. So it was just a matter of me trying to track this guy down again and seeing if he was interested in doing a collaboration again and getting this comic out there. So that's Sebastian Brunico. That's the penciler. The colorist is a guy from Argentina as well, which is bizarre how many Argentinians are in my crew, just out of chance.
Hmm.
But his name's Matthias Laborde. He's very talented. And he's worked with Boom Studios on a couple of things, I think, and he's got a solid history in the indie scene. And then the inker is Juan Castro, who's from Mexico City. Great guy,
Hmm.
great inker, more importantly. Um, and then you have the letterer, who's from Argentina. His name is Lucas Gattoni, and he's done a fantastic job, and he's worked on all sorts of titles as well. He's very big in the indie scene.
Well, that's a
Um,
nice big team you got there. Is there more?
Oh well, there is more on the pinups, but there's this kid named Tad Lambert who's not really well known, but he's like sort of he's very talented. I think he's a little bit of a prodigy. He did that cover that you saw if you scroll down with all of the people.
Yeah.
And the school behind it. Yeah, he did that. So that's
awesome.
not the actual. That's not the main penciler. That's actually a variant cover that I'm offering.
Oh, that's cool. And this is that you can tell the difference actually. The inside is definitely has more of the cartoony feel, which I think is perfect actually.
Right.
And I do love the design on Rob with his esophagus showing. It's kind of interesting design here for the character. The hippie wolfman and stuff. I like the look of it for sure. And it is, there are a lot of people, really good artists and talented comic book people south of the border. Of course, our favorite, Argentinian artist has got to be. Oh damn! Why is it Booster? It was on my tongue and now it's gone. He just got himself in trouble too. He's been on our Drawn and Quarter many times. Booster.
What's he done? Can you tell me some of his titles?
He's done.
Do you mean Pablo Ramiro?
Yeah, Pablo. There he is. Thank you, Pablo. Yeah.
In trouble. Do you know how well he's doing right now?
Oh, he's doing awesome because he got in trouble.
He went from 900 followers to 7,000 within a week.
Sweet. Yeah, that's what I mean. All
He's
they're doing
doing
is helping
great.
him. Yeah.
He better not forget about us now that he's huge.
Oh, he probably will. They always do. They always do, Booster. But no, because Pablo got in trouble because he drew a sexy girl. How dare he? How dare he even?
Big titty Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
But you know what? He's being featured on a lot of YouTube channels now. He's been people on the Quartering is talking about him, and other. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
I think Quartering is like the biggest one, but
because the SJWs put their sight upon him, and he became something to be seen. And I'm happy as hell for him, dude. I love Pablo. He's been here since the beginning with us.
He had to close his commissions, by the way. He got too many.
Yeah,
but he's doing well.
But he's stunning, dude. His skill is stunning. Yeah.
I love it. I'm seeing it now on Twitter, and I love how retro it is. It's got that early 90s.
Yeah, he loves doing this 80s style to it.
Late 80s.
Actually, he pulls off of Rosetta pretty well, to be honest with you. But of course, another person we have from Brazil, I believe, is of course El Guapo, Caesar. And he's another great artist. So there are actually, and then there's more. There's a lot of really good talent in the comic book world south of the border, for damn sure. And that's cool. And it's interesting that you've collected a team of that, and I think that's awesome, dude. To kind of showcase that, because one thing we've definitely been doing over here, mainly because of Todd Mulrooney and his knowledge of comic books, but we're also not only looking at all the great talent down there, we're also being kind of led into understanding the great comic book art and comic books themselves of Europe. So we're surrounded by great stuff, and it sounds to me like the place that's really suffering the most is the States, where it all began. So it's not. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but Europe is just kicking it when it comes to comic books. But nevertheless, I'm going to take a look at this trailer you have here. Now, the question I ask everybody is, am I going to like this?
I hope you like it.
Yeah, because one of the problems with crowdfunders is that most of your audience will not look at the trailer. It's actually a very interesting thing, because every time I've looked I'm mainly a Kickstarter guy with board games and stuff like that, but for me, I always watch the trailer. I like them. I enjoy them personally, but in general, people don't. But if you have a trailer, it cannot be a talking head trailer, because it'll actually hurt you. There's been studies done on this. So this is not a talking head trailer, right?
90% of people don't want to see your face.
That's right.
Well, at least that's the study I've done on me.
Yeah, that's sad. But all right, I'm clicking it. Yeah. It's being clicked, guys. You ready? Here we go. All right. It's not too long. That looks good so far. Nice music, nice lead in with the title trailer there. Okay. He's in a locker. That's not good. That's a witch. The bully. The fishman. I don't know. I'm liking it, Booster. What do you think?
Works.
Ooh,
Exactly what it
the
needs to be.
love interest, another zombie who's missing a part of her face. Perfect. The nerdy zombie. The zombie crew is coming together. I can see it. The pregnant. Oh, pregnant. What? Hold on.
Wait, how do zombies get pregnant?
I don't know. Don't ask questions. All right.
So when a mummy zombie and a daddy zombie love each other very much.
I have a feeling, yeah. But now I will say that there is no dialogue here, so which could be good or bad. But it's short enough. It shows your art. It gives a feel for it. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I'm going to say I liked it. I liked it.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works.
Good.
It works.
It's not stellar. It's good. It's decent.
Yeah, no, I think it's just fine, dude. Trust me.
I'm saying this. I really like the guy that put this together, but people tell me one of the critiques that they have in the campaign is that there's not enough information with the trailer. You know,
well,
you tell me the opposite of what you just said, that there should be a talking head of me sort of prepping the project and saying,
no, they're lying to you. Do not listen to them. Definitely they're wrong. Now it probably wouldn't hurt to have a little 20 or 30-second segment in there where you do kind of speak over what you already have, giving just a touch of information about the project. But I mean, this is fine. I think if you wanted to make it better, though, having around 20 seconds of dialogue where you're just kind of, speaking over it in the most, or someone, with a really good speaking voice, speaking very dynamically in a very quick way about it. That would probably, I think, bring it up a little. But in general, it's one of the better trailers we've seen. So I think, don't mess with it.
Maybe
It ain't broken.
I can hire you. You have a good speaking voice.
Well, Booster tells me that, but he's just sucking up. So,
I just keep me on the show.
Oh, okay, baby. But I think it's good, dude. I think it's good.
Real good, Daddy.
Oh God, this is not the way I wanted my day to go. But anyway, as you guys see, he's got 45 days left on this project. He's already raised 83% of what he's looking for, which is awesome. So we can definitely help him get over that hump, guys. And I have to say, I like the project, and to add to the trailer comment, I like it more after seeing the trailer, which is what it's supposed to do. Right, and Chiron, Chronos Chiron says, Chester hugs me. You knock it off, sir. Yeah, I'm liking the look of the project. I think it's cool. It's fun, and this alt cover here, I think is fine. It looks good. It's solid art. I mean, it is good art, but I much prefer what's actually in the comic. It's more comical. It's more whimsical. It's much more fun. I feel. Not knocking that art at all because it is good art, but I like I like what we have here better. Now, is this the actual cover right here?
No, that's just a pinup. That's just a pinup featuring a number of characters, a few of which don't even show up in this chapter, this first chapter.
Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the cover.
No, if you go up, the cover is in. You can see it in the perks.
Oh, it's up in the perks. Okay, yeah. This is my favorite. I just want to show this real quick because this is my favorite.
I have to ask.
I like this one.
Is this character's name Rob because it's a reference to Rob Zombie?
Probably.
Hey, it's an homage. Yeah, it's an homage.
I knew it. I'm a genius.
I'm going up.
I just
here I am.
Spot them like that.
Going up. I'm going up. I'm still going up.
Yeah. So you can see it. You can see it there. If you go down, so you
see.
You see the first one where he's like in the hallway with a bunch of.
Yeah.
That's the main cover, and then that second one is a variant cover by Marco McCagney, who's of Monster MD fame. I don't know if you know him.
We do know him, and we love his book. Yep.
Yeah. He's amazing, and the colorist is actually a really big deal. He did. He's working on Invincible, and he's done a number of high-profile books for Marvel and DC and everybody. John Rausch is his name. And the third variant cover is by Tad Lambert, who I mentioned previously.
Well, I mean, the art is great, dude, all around. It's a very fun-looking comic. It's a good, solid premise. We all get it. We understand kind of in general what's going to happen. It's a bit of twist on a couple of things, which is cool. And one thing I've noticed, Booster, over the time doing this is in the beginning when this all kicked off. There, of course, the art was quite different. We had the absolutely stellar art coming out of the pros who came over, right? I mean, just ridiculous level of art. And then we had a lot of really not good art. But it was try hard, and they were
Mm-hmm.
trying to get their foot in the door, and it was cool. But it wasn't very good art. Over the time though, we've seen them kind of disappear, and we've seen pretty much solid art for many, many months now, dude. I haven't seen anything
Absolutely,
that
yeah.
was not good art in quite a while, and I'm kind of wondering,
Mm.
is that a good thing or a bad thing, dude?
Well, how can it be a bad thing?
Well, because there's a lot of those guys who maybe it's a more amateur team that doesn't have the best art, but it's still an interesting project, and I think maybe they're being left behind.
Mm.
I don't know.
Well,
Because
Well,
I don't know so much
they
as they're
should
being
step
left
up their
behind, or
game then.
yeah, I
no,
was about
I
to
agree
say
with
that
that too, dude.
you have
Yeah.
to. It's a meritocracy, baby. People pay
No,
for
I
quality.
agree.
I,
I
I I
agree.
don't mean to sound like a dick, but
No, you're right. You're all right. We've been saying the cream will rise to the top, and of course it will.
yeah, yeah,
I just I don't know. It's just I know there's a lot of people who would really like to get involved that do have talent, but I think they're getting waked over. But it is what it is. Because the simple fact of the matter is the art here in the indie revival has taken major big steps forward, dude. We're just seeing intense art. I mean, just look at this project
yep,
right
yep.
here, guys. I mean, it's beautiful. It's
Hopefully,
fun.
we'll see the same with the writing.
Well, that hasn't been a problem. I wish I had more time actually, because if I did have some time, I'd put more effort toward it, and I'd actually probably write a few books and try to give a little bump there. But or at least maybe
Hmm.
do more editing and helping people with that kind of thing. But I just don't have time to do that, man. But anyway, that's here and there. But all right, so what we're going to do, as usual, guys, we're going to leave this page here for a moment. We're going to cover a little bit of news, and then we'll come back and take a look at the perks at the end of the show, as we always do. Rob, definitely stick with us and feel free to give any comment you would like about the articles we're about to look at. Don't feel like you have to sit back there and wait. You're more than welcome to chime in anytime, dude. So are
Thank you.
you? Yeah. Are you ready, Booster? You're going to be my Denali today.
Okay. So I have to read all the headlines.
Yes, you have to
Oh,
be a
oh.
man for once. You have to grow up.
All right, all right.
All
Whew.
right, here we go.
Man,
All right,
manly
here we
voice.
go.
Let me do my vocal exercises here.
Okay,
So let me
okay,
just.
okay. All right, go ahead.
All right.
It's
Okay.
And don't
Deep
forget
manly
to do it
voice.
in a nasal,
Yeah.
Dinale-ish kind of
Mhm.
tone, please.
You want me to do my Denali impression?
No, no, don't do that. No, no. Okay, so you're
Okay.
warmed up. Usually, people when they warm up their
Yeah, yeah.
voice, they do do re mi. They do like that. You should do like that.
Do re mi
Fa sol la ti do.
fa do la te
No,
do.
much better, much better. I feel
All
more
right.
confident now.
All
Are
right.
you ready?
Yeah. Let's go. Let's
Damn
do it.
it!
Let's do this shit. Yeah.
Oh no.
All right. Spike Lee to co-write, direct Prince of Cats. What does any of this mean?
Okay, well, we'll get into what it actually the Prince of Cats is, as if anybody cares. But we'll get into that in momentarily. It could be cool, actually. But the first thing that I need to draw everyone's attention to is Mr. Spike Lee here. We know he's super famous for making a couple of really great movies a long, 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 long time ago, and then
And then
making
he screwed
nothing
up
but
Old Boy.
yeah, well, he did, but he's made nothing but crap since. Nothing but
Mm,
crap. I mean, he came up with two good flicks: New Jack City, Colors, boom, 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 right? And then crap. And that's all right. That happens. That's not necessarily a bad thing. But this guy, this is Mr. Ultra Super Woke.
oh.
He's the queen of woke. This guy.
Mm,
You see that
yes, Queen.
1619? You see that right there? White people bad, slavery. That's what he's all about
Oh.
now. Bad white boy,
Mm-hmm.
a bad white man. Go get them white men. Yeah, Spike Lee. It's sad really because he used to be pretty cool. Way back in the '80s, he was kind of cool. I mean, you're old enough to remember that, Rob. Well, way back in time, Spike was actually the cool guy.
I mean, yeah, I was never a fan of his movies, but yeah, Son of Sam, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was all right. But and what else did he do?
New Jack City, Colors, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I have to watch those again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the only movie of his I've seen is Old Boy, and I hated it.
Oh, it was horrible. He's not been
Yeah.
well in quite a while. But I mean, just the
Yeah.
point was he used to be hip and cool and fun, and he's just become this angry, angry old aunt. Is what he really has become, and it's sad to me. But anyway, enough on Spike Lee. Let's take a look what this project's supposed to be. Spike Lee has signed on to co-write and direct Legendary's Prince of Cats adaptation. Reported Deadline. Lee plans to co-write with the Romeo and Juliet revamped screenplay with the OGN's author Rob Wimberly, as well as Selwyn
I see now.
Stefus Hins. Yeah, the Twilight Zone.
I see why he's doing it. Click on that image to the right, will you?
Yeah, sure.
And you'll see exactly why he's directing this.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's all about this right now. He's kind of stuck in that whole racist thing. But
All right.
that doesn't mean it
Prince
won't
of
be
Cats.
good, though. That doesn't mean it can't be good.
It could be cool. Who knows? So, it was Prince of Cats is a 2012 graphic novel by Ron Wimberly. Story focused on, what was that, Tybalt, a character from Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And is set in 1980s New York.
Yeah, well, they always want to modernize stuff. And
Uh-huh.
like I said, it could be cool. There's now this is talking about an actual film. It looks like there is it's coming out of a comic book, which is of course interesting to us, which is why it's here. But for Vertigo in particular. And it jumped in Image Comics for several subsequent reprints. Yeah, I don't want to. You guys know me. I'm optimist. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to assume something's going to be bad. I hope it'll be good. But with his current mindset, this is going to be so get whitey. It's just the chances of it not being are almost impossible. He's just badly stuck in this whole thing, and it's really unfortunate to him. He should listen to Denzel. Listen to Denzel, brother. That dude knows how to be the middle ground. He is Switzerland. Do the right thing, Chester. No, I won't. I'm going to keep my fingers crossed because, more comic book stuff, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. Any comments, George? The art looks nice. It's pretty good art.
It's cool. It's stylized. I love the halftone.
Yeah.
Why you even entertain this moron? This complete waste of space. This traitor to the American ideals.
Okay, so remember,
and also
purple.
History revisionist.
He is. No, that's why I was, what I was saying. He's really in a bad place right now for
George
sure.
brings up a good point. Why entertain this? Next.
Fine.
Sorry, man, but didn't he build up his shtick was always about this, right? Like, stoking racial tensions, and
it was, but it was more about the tensions within the black community itself. I guess he came to a point where he decided, well, it can't be the black people's fault; it must be Whitey's fault. And this is where he's gone, unfortunately, because he definitely was playing a New Jack City, and like I mentioned, it's really about the trouble within the black community itself, which is a good thing to look at, right? But he's transitioned into something different. But my point being is, this is coming out of a comic from Top Brands. I've never read it, but if it's a good script, because that's the thing with him, I've noticed if the script is solid, his stuff is solid. It really comes down to that. So, but anyway, I'm going to move on from it. I just it's kind of a yay and no at the same time, right? But this is awesome. Go ahead, dude.
Beverly Hills Cop sequel with Eddie Murphy moves to Netflix. Okay, all right. I haven't seen Beverly Hills Cop.
You bastard! Get out of here. Leave.
I'll get around to it. I promise.
Yeah. Well, it's Jerry Bruckheimer is going to be producing this. And we know he's a very successful dude. But the thing I'll have to say is.
To do schlock, but
Well, but still, he's very experienced. Is my point. And of course, so is Eddie. But the thing about this, for me, for Eddie Murphy, is of course Eddie used to be awesome. Then he went through kind of a downturn where he wasn't, and then he kind of just disappeared and retired, which is fine. But I saw Dolomite. Have you seen Dolomite? If you haven't seen Dolomite,
I have.
You need to go watch Dolomite.
It was great. It was great fun. Eddie Murphy is back.
He is back, baby. That was
It's
a
been
really
was it
good
been a
movie.
good 20 years?
It
Damn.
has. He's kind of retired, I
Since,
felt, you know.
since he's been that Eddie Murphy, right?
Right, right. And he still looks great, man. Uh,
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
uh,
Black don't crack, baby.
I
Mm-hmm.
guess. But Beverly Hills Cop was a great couple of movies. So I'd be happy to see it. And we know Netflix will throw some money at it. What do you think about this, Rob? Getting a new, revived and effervescent Eddie doing Beverly Hills Cop again?
I'm a big fan of Eddie Murphy. I'm not a big fan of reviving, 3 decade year old movie franchises. I can't think of a single one that's worked out
Well,
properly.
sure, fair point.
Well,
But this
let's
is not a
let's
reboot.
talk
This
about
is a
Karate,
sequel with the original actor. So yeah, go ahead, George.
Karate Kid.
Say it again, George.
Karate Kid.
Dude, George,
Mm.
George, damn it, George.
No,
He
no,
always
George
does
is
this.
right.
He's not
Cobra Kai is
right.
great.
Karate Kid should have
Uh,
been called Kung Fu Kid, and it sucked balls. It sucked
no,
both
no,
balls
I
at
don't
the
think he's
same
talking about
time.
that one. I think he's talking about Cobra Kai, right, George?
That's right.
All
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah. Cobra Kai is good.
all right, fine. Well, you should have said
Yeah,
Cobra Kai then, and not Karate Kid, because that
give
sucked.
Chester a little hug on the head, would you? Just caresses it behind the ears. Get him to relax a little. Jeez.
There we go. There we just little
Yeah, Chester. Chester,
rub
relax.
his earlobes.
Chester, just think about this.
I'm drinking my coffee.
Endgame was a perfect movie.
Oh, you bastard! You bastard!
I
That where's that
You
damn
still
think we
eject
gotta
button?
check
I'm gonna get
Chester's
him out of
age
here.
level now. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I'm moving on. Oh, let's give. Oh, go ahead, Booster.
Oh, what do we got here? The Rock reveals Black Adam concept art and release date. Oh my goodness, what have we got?
We got to
Do
check it out.
show.
This is an amazing article
But
because it's exactly
but
2 sentences. I love the internet. I
yeah, but
love the internet. Go ahead and read it.
okay. Well, apparently we have to view the post
I
on
will.
Instagram or Dan himself.
Yeah,
But
right.
December 22nd, 2021. Okay.
Not so far
So
away.
is it the actual movie Black Adam, or is he going to be in a Shazam movie?
That's a
Black Adam.
good question. But they.
It's his own movie.
Okay. Okay.
I'm happy to have it. When they first announced The Rock, I was like, perfect. I mean, talk about,
Yep.
perfect casting. He's exactly what you need as far as look. Now, here's the problem with Mr. Johnson here. I love The Rock. Everyone loves The Rock. He's very charismatic, but he's not super drama actor. That's not who he
Yeah,
is,
he's not a
right?
character actor. He's a
No,
schlock guy,
he's a
right? He
schlock
does
guy.
like
Yeah,
campy adventure films, and they're fun, right?
they
They're exactly
are.
what they need to be. But
Yeah,
can he go into the character of Black Adam?
that's the
something.
point.
The Rock would have
That-
been a perfect absorbing man. He would also been a great Professor X.
Dude, shut up. Just because he's bald, George. Go ahead, Rob. You have an opinion, man?
He's not. He's not who you think as far as the first guy you think of as far as acting chops. But I have to say, he played one of the best cokeheads of all time in Pain and Gain.
That was a great flick, dude. It was. But he was still kind of doing his schlock. It's just the movie was serious around it, though. But that was a great flick, though. I did love that
Yeah.
a lot. I have nothing. I have 100% support behind Mr. Johnson here, and I hope it's absolutely awesome. I'm just a little concerned because
Can
Black
you hit that
Adam,
Instagram
he
post?
needs to be very. I'm going to do it in a second. I'm just saying that it
Oh
needs to
my
be
god!
very serious. Black Adam is a very serious thing. It's not comedic. So can he be the board? Because they might. We saw them do with Shazam is completely slapstick schlock, right? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But can he be the straight man? Because that's what he's going to have to be. He's going to be the straight man where the comedy is bouncing off him. So it'll be interesting, and I hope he pulls it off, man. Because if he does, well, then Rock just becomes a whole nother actor, right?
Absolutely.
So okay, I'm clicking it. Here it is. It better not be porn. Oh, oh,
Oh.
it is
Yes, I
porn.
want that. The only thing that will make that even more perfect is the hood. I like my Black Adam with the black hood, but yeah.
I don't like the hood on Shazam either. But
Alright.
whoa, what is all this? I just want to see it
Tabs and
blown
crap.
up. Oh God, I ain't touching that. Stop it. Stop it.
Instagram's
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
You just gotta have it like that.
Yeah, I don't use
Well,
it either.
this is one done by Jim Lee.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah, yeah. But that's beautiful. It's beautiful. But I'm going to it'll be curious to see. Now the thing is though, he doesn't really do it much, but he can pull off intimidating, and that will be useful
Yeah,
to him.
absolutely, I'm sure.
Yeah. So we've
Did
been excited a long time for this. Yeah, go ahead, dude.
Jim Lee did this? It looks nothing like
Yeah.
Jim Lee. That's crazy.
I'd say it's the coloring that makes it look a lot
Yeah,
less like Jim
I
Lee's work.
agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like makes it pop.
It's not his standard dude, I'd say.
That's
Or
very
Yeah.
painterly.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It looks like Jim very, in a very rare moment, actually took his time.
yeah. Jim Lee's not definitely looking for taking forever, is he? Yeah.
Well, Jim's not slow.
Jim Lee's very slow.
Not really.
So many books he's been on have caused delays.
Okay. Well,
Mm.
I think it's cool. Next.
Mm-hmm.
That's you, Booster.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot. Falcon and Winter Soldier comic coming before TV series. Cool.
Well,
All right, who's doing it? What do we got?
well, it's something easy for them to do, right? Damn it. Let me go down and let you
You
read
right
it.
over there? Oh,
Not really.
goodness.
Yeah, you go ahead and take
All
over. Hold
right.
on.
Bloody hell. Marvel fans already have an entire Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series coming to Disney Plus, but it's official. A brand new comic book miniseries will also be coming much sooner, uniting Sam Wilson and Bucky Barnes for a 5-issue adventure of life and death. So what do we got? It's impossible that the Disney Plus series will actually make Falcon a new Captain America, but in the world of the comics, both Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson occupied a role officially following the death of Steve Rogers and after Sam was passed the shield by Steve, much like in the scene in Avengers Endgame, spoilers for Endgame. And from the sound of the comic series, that shared title may be part of the reason why the two heroes are forced to team up to both stay alive and prevent a massive Hydra attack. Okay, do we know who's writing it, who's drawing it? Do we have any of this information, or are we just being told this comic exists?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think. As
Oh, well,
usual. Yeah. These
great.
internet website news sites are not actually news sites, dude.
Damn it,
Any
Dinale.
more than we are, But they're getting paid though, which is the difference. But now we've had
So we literally could have just had the headline.
yeah, which is what I usually do, right? But
Yeah.
the thing with
And
this
we
though,
get shit for not reading the article. Goodness me.
well, yeah, but the people, dude, trolls are everywhere. It is what it is, and I'm happy to be trolled. Troll me all day, guys. I love it. But the thing
Love it.
with this we've talked about, I think a buddy cop story with these two would be fun. I'm looking forward to it actually. The comic book series, we'll certainly check it out, but of course the Disney Plus series as well. And we know the only negative that it's on this so far is we know that when they were first promoting it, Disney kind of leaked out that they were going to explore a homosexual experience or relationship between these two. But I think we all agreed in general that they were just kind of, putting it out there and seeing if it would gain any traction. Seeing as it didn't gain any traction, I don't think we'll have to endure that. I certainly hope we don't.
What a shame.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
I feel like they did that because there was this really weird fandom after the Winter Soldier for something that is called it's so gross. It's called Stucky, right? It's Steve and Bucky, but they came up with the name Stucky. How gross does that sound? Stucky. Ugh.
Well, you always are teaching me about this millennial depravity, Booster,
No,
and I would thank you, but I won't.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it is just dumb. It's the same thing with all that other stuff. That's not what people are here to see.
Yeah. I ain't here to see no Stucky.
No, for sure not.
Oh, that's so gross to say.
And because these days they always want to lead with the relationships, which is weird because that's not what people are watching. This is not romance. This is action. Get your genres right. But anyway, we're certainly going to check it out and see if it's worth seeing, guys. Let's move on here. We got our last. We're almost done. Perfect timing, actually. And this next one is pretty interesting. This is from The Verge, by the way. Go ahead.
SpongeBob SquarePants spinoff may head to Netflix in new massive deal on Nickelodeon. A music-oriented series based on Squidward. What?
Yeah, I know.
What do we got here?
A new SpongeBob SquarePants spinoff described as a music-based project centered around SpongeBob's iconic neighbor Octopus Squidward is heading to Netflix. Now, okay, make up your mind. Is it Squidward or is it? So it is Squidward. It's not Patrick. It's
Yeah.
Squidward. We know he loves his clarinet. The show was
A
reportedly
Patrick show would not be good.
I think it would be awesome.
A spin-off show that's centered around a comedic relief tends to do very badly.
Oh, come
you
on
kind
now.
of start to realize why the characters are comedic relief.
22
not why
minutes
they're
of
so
Patrick
centered around
drooling
it.
would be absolutely epic.
No, none of us need that. You
Yes,
can
we
look
do.
at the show Planet Sheen to see why that's a failure, right?
Oh yeah.
But
Sheen
I
is
think you misread. You misread because it's about the iconic neighborhood, not about the iconic neighbor.
It is. You're
Oh, yeah,
right.
yeah.
Neighborhood. You're right. Maybe it's before SpongeBob moves in. Huh. The show is reportedly part of the new multi-year deal between Nickelodeon and Netflix that was confirmed earlier today. One estimated at a report. One estimate. That's not right. At a. I hate. Please, you're a professional. Do it better. Reported $200 million. The deal will see Nickelodeon produce a slate of original animated films and a series based on both existing and new characters, with the Times reporting that Squidward's new venture is one of the shows Netflix will receive as part of the nine-figure deal. So, okay, Nickelodeon and Netflix have gotten bed together. There's also a movie from SpongeBob coming, awesome. Rocco's Modern Life, et cetera, et cetera. But I don't. Gee, I don't know. My kids watch, SpongeBob growing up. It's a fun little thing. And I don't know about Squidward-led show though. I mean, he's perfect in the show because of what he represents. It's a good bouncing board for the SpongeBob character, but his own thing.
One thing about SpongeBob SquarePants, that show hasn't been good in over 10 years. Sometime after the first SpongeBob movie, I think a lot of the original writers bounced, and the show got really weird. It just does not have the comedic timing or punch it used to. Right? It used to have excellent, just perfect timing. Something about it's all off now. Right?
I didn't even know they were still making it. I mean,
Yeah.
because
Oh, yeah.
last time
I think it's still bloody going. Yeah.
last time we watched it was probably about 10 years ago, maybe a little less.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. What if isn't this? I know it used to be a big deal, but isn't it like fallen off the radar?
I think so.
think,
Yeah, I thought it was
Some
done.
kids still like it. Yeah.
But Nick C makes a very, very good point. He says that's like giving a Muppet show to Bart or Bert. Sorry.
No, Bert.
Yeah. No,
Bert.
exactly. It's weird. It's weird.
I
But
didn't realize
Jim,
just how much like Bert Squidward is. Wow. Oh my
it's
God.
that same character, it's that trope character.
Yeah.
Storytelling, writing is a very standardized thing, really. There's certain type of stories you do. There's not so many to choose from, actually, and there's certain characters that are needed, right? This is how we tell stories, which is so shocking that so many movies these days can't even bother to be an average flick because it's so standardized. We know exactly how to tell a story, but yet they seem to fail at this consistently with all the money in the world behind them. So it befuddles me, that's for sure.
And see, the thing with SpongeBob SquarePants is it's called the show is called that, right? But he isn't always a center character. Sometimes you have a lot of times you have like a episode around Mr. Krabs, right? A lot of times you have an episode around Patrick or Squidward, right? He's not always the center. So just taking that and then just making a character a center of the whole thing, it's odd.
It's called character development. Yeah.
Oh yeah. What does this have to do with comic books?
Yeah, well, it doesn't. But of course,
I just happen to know a lot about SpongeBob. But hey,
well, we talk about pop culture stuff too. But SpongeBob
Yeah,
is a icon, is a cultural icon for sure. And it's
watch
weird
the
to me
crap
because
out
I
of this
think
when
it
I was
would
younger.
be a lot more interesting to make a show around the Krusty Krab and and Mr. Krabs himself. That would probably be a more doable show. But who knows? I'm sure someone in our community will review it and give their opinion on it. So we'll see. But anyway, guys, that's all the news we have for today. Do I have one more? Oh, I do have one more. This is from Somali. This
We have
is
one more even.
yeah, go ahead, Booster.
A Paul Livitz brings a NYC mystery to Valiant with revamped The Visitor. Okay,
Okay.
what does any of that mean?
Well, it's a comic book,
Mhm.
so and the visitor here, Paul, who is the visitor. Here's a nice little cover. This was a
It's
Denali's,
cool as
this
hell.
is Somali's
Yeah.
thing. It looks very cool. The
I
art
have no idea what
inside
it is, though.
is insane. Look
Oh,
at that.
look at that city.
That's
Damn.
beautiful. Yeah,
Well, that's a shot.
it is. It's very, very nice. And that's about as far as I got, was just looking at the art and go, ooh,
Ooh.
You know who this
Okay.
reminds me of is Todd, dude. This
You
is
think
very
so? What's
much
that,
Mulrooney style type art, yeah.
Oh, what's happening there?
Oh, it's kind of cool. This
See,
dead
seeing the
man.
rat?
He's like a dead
Oh.
man. He saved the rat. He's friendly to rats.
Oh,
He's the rat man.
he's a rat friend.
He is a
Unless you
rat
need
friend.
to eat it.
I mean, I just was looking at the art. I didn't even read the article, guys. I just thought it looked beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you because I don't know this character. I don't know the series or anything. All I can tell you is, yeah, it looks cool. Yeah.
It does. I don't know anything
That's
about it. We
all
don't
I
have
give
time
you.
to really dig into it, but you guys should check it out. You go over the Fanspeak page on Facebook. You could see that Somali put it up there. Go read the article because I'm going to later. So I don't really have anything to say about it. We need to move on anyway. But it's pretty art, guys. Really pretty stuff, and we love pretty comics over here. Nevertheless, let's jump back over here to the Tales from the Classroom. And of course, what we're going to do now, Rob, is we're going to go through all the perks. So we'll start with your featured. So it's really nice that you have a featured. So why don't you go ahead and tell
Always
the
good.
folks what they get with this?
Well, they get 3 copies of the book, each with, you get the main cover and 2 variant covers by the artists that I already mentioned to you previously.
Sure.
Plus, they get 4 high-res pinups selected at random, which are sort of like, I like to say they're trading cards, but bigger, and then they get an exclusive preview of chapter 2, and they get a personalized thank you note from Rob Muerto. Not me, the character.
The character. Oh, that's cool, dude.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the question we need to ask, since we're looking at about a little over $10 a book, how many pages are in this?
41 of story, and then there's some additional supplements, like I may have some character bios in there, and yeah, because these have to be even the pages, so I have to figure something out.
Well, 41 pages of story, and for $10 each, that's pretty good, actually. That's not bad at all. Of course, this is crowdfunding, so it is what it is. And yeah, of course, when you're mixing out your story, you have to have the page turns, and you have to balance out what's where, and that's where a lot of advertisements or little like things like bios and stuff can be used to do that. That is very true. So cool. So moving on here, and it's nice you have a featured, by the way. That's a really good thing to do, and that's a nicely set price for a feature as well. I think it's right in the ballpark. Now we're coming down here to the PDF version or the digital version, and I have to say, I think you found the perfect happy ground here, because we've been having this discussion for quite a while about because you have a certain part, usually the professional guys, who are very anti-digital, very much against it, and then you have the other ones who are for it, because we have a lot of international people. Look at the panel that's talking to you right now,
Like Booster, who can't afford shipping.
That's right. Yeah. So having a digital is a good thing. But what do you charge? I think it should be nearly the same price as the book, is what I think. And that's what you got. So I think you found a very happy little medium here. So is there any special features that come with the digital, or is it just straight up?
Not with this particular version of the digital. I have multiple digital versions, and this is the entry one. This digital deluxe edition, you get those pinups that I mentioned.
Hmm. Okay.
Uh,
And then the premium.
and then the premium, you get that and the preview of the 4-page preview of the next chapter.
Oh, there you go. That's nice. That's nice. And do you have any ideas on when the next chapter will be coming about?
Well, let's see how well this one does first,
Well, sure. Okay. And this is your
and then we'll
standard
see. But it's
copy here.
already, I already have art completed for it. It's just a matter of this book doing decently well, and then I'll get started on the second one.
There you go. Now this is standard copy of the book for $13, and of course shipping worldwide. Now, just a quick question: you are charging your customer for shipping, right?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, because we've had a few
Mm-hmm.
people come on and like, no, it's included. And it's like you're a madman.
Mm-hmm.
Charge the people for their own shipping. It's all right. It's okay.
No,
Let's see.
especially international shipping. I'm charging quite
Well,
a
you have
chunk.
to. You have to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You
Coming me
need
in
to.
Japan is minimum $25. Minimum.
Well,
Yeah, it is what it is. I have backed many books here on the in the Indie Revival, of course, and most of the time I pay more for shipping, much more for shipping than I pay for the book itself. So it is
Mhm.
what it is.
It's a
But
shame, but it's how it is.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. And then the double whammy here for $21.
yeah. The double whammy is this is where we get into the variant cover business. But, for people, it may not jazz you up too much, but people like it, and
Oh
people
yeah,
like to have collector's items, and this is what that is.
yeah, it is. It is.
There's
No,
only
that's very true.
one person that's bought the double whammy so far, and that's Von Klaus of Monster MD fame, because he said he had to have the Marco McCagney cover.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
And we haven't spoken
That's
of
awesome.
Klaus in quite a while, dude. We got to get him back
He's
over
a
think
here
he,
and
great
say
guy.
hi.
He's been such a sport, and in terms of he believes in my project, and he's really helped shepherd me along the crowdfunding space, because
Yep.
I went in cold and without knowing what to do, and I did some major missteps in the launch of the campaign, and he's helped tremendously in terms of assuaging those pains.
he's in the chat in our Drawn and Quarter fan edition sometimes. Just he pops in every now and then. He's Rise Again Comics, if you haven't seen him.
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
he's been on the show a couple times. I'm just
Mhm. He's a good fellow. Yeah.
he is a good guy, and he does help a lot of
Yeah.
people. So he's one of those people we love to support because of all the all he does for the community actually. But nevertheless, guys, I do apologize today for my little bit of coughing issues, but I think I got a little bit of a bug coming on me. And oh well, it's that time of year, I suppose. But it'll go away in a couple of days, I'm sure. But nevertheless, this is a great looking project. We do appreciate you guys coming in every day as you always do. It's absolutely awesome, and thank you to all you guys who watch it in the review later. It's just humbling how much love and time you give out of your schedule, and we appreciate that. You guys know that. And but this is a great looking project. It's a really solid art, a fun concept, and I think it's definitely one to go check out, guys. Go see if it's something you're interested in. It's certainly a very good entry level. This is not so expensive book, and to keep in mind, even if it's a book you feel you can't back, what you can always do is share it out. And you should do that because that's an easy, simple way to help and let all the people around you come over and let their eyes on it. Because the more eyes that are on it, the better. Yeah, it is flu season. It is what it is. Kronos. But nevertheless, we definitely come to the end of our show here, and do keep in mind that in an hour we're going to be starting out our. Oh, I did it again. We're going to be starting out our. Drone Recorder Ultimate Edition, and I certainly hope Bushu shows up because he might have to take the bulk of the show because I don't know how if I got 3 hours of talking in me, dude.
Oh bloody hell! All right.
Yeah, you might have to kind of step up
I'm
today.
gonna have to step it up.
But I'll do my best. Whiskey and honey, yeah, right. I probably do
Mhm.
have whiskey around here
Gotta
too.
clear out your throat there, Chester.
No, that
Bloody
would
hell.
help. He's right. But
Get you a lozenge or something.
I need
yeah.
a lodging. Yeah, I don't have anything around me.
Yeah.
But it's all right. And unfortunately, I talk for a living. It is what it is.
Mhm.
But we appreciate you guys always coming over and being on this. Now, I need myself a namaste moment, however. Often we have Booster do it, but I'm wondering if
Acting to drop the ball.
we should dare to let George do it. I don't know.
Oh, has he got a namaste in him?
I don't know. George, can you namaste us out of here, dude?
To be or not to be? That is the question.
God.
Or
Whether
I,
'tis nobler.
I am B.
Wow. Okay?
Oh.
That sucked. That's actually was disappointing. But
Yeah.
anyway, Rob, go ahead and give your last words to the people before we jump out of here.
Well, I just wanted to thank you for the opportunity to be here, and it's a
Thank you
great
very much
chat.
for coming.
Thanks a lot. I
Mhm.
appreciate it.
All right, guys. We'll see you in an hour right here on the same channel with, of course, Drone and Quarter Ultimate Edition. And thank you very much.
Excellent.
Later, guys.
Thank you.
Aloha.